Welcome, everybody. What a treat to be together at this amazing location. This site is really about connecting the past with the future. As we stand here under the shadow of the stacks from what once was California's largest power plant, steam plant, is now transitioning to one of the largest storage facilities in the world, beginning with our 182 megawatt Tesla project here at Elkhorn. It is it's just not without nostalgia, yet inspiration for what's coming for the future, and how this is just the next step in bringing clean energy and a bright and prosperous future for all Californians. One of the things that I think is really neat about this project is because it once was a steam plant, we've got this transmission infrastructure, which doesn't get a lot of attention, but it's one of those things that you got to be darn happy you have it. And we have this incredible transmission infrastructure operated by Pacific Gas and Electric all these years that now is transitioning and now powering this 182.5 megawatt. We're joined here by Tesla, and they'll fill in all the gaps. But I'm pretty sure this is Tesla's largest megapack installation, and certainly one of the largest utility-owned generation resources in the form of clean storage. It is very exciting, and I'm excited to have Mike share some more about that. But let me make it real. So what is the value of a facility like the Elkhorn megapack storage facility? So just this year already, back in mid-April, just 10 days after being fully energized and connected to the grid, Elkhorn, what we were filling her up, as I like to say, we were charging the battery at $10 a megawatt hour midday when we had ample, abundant, renewable, clean energy resources. Fast forward to peak that very same day, power was selling at $100 a megawatt hour, and this resource was dispatching to the grid. That saves money for our customers and brings clean energy that otherwise would have been a diesel-generated, fossil fuel-powered resource. People, I think, sometimes speculate that, is California going too far with clean energy? Heck no, we're just getting started, and a facility like this makes it possible. And that day back in mid-April proved it. Yep, thank you. That's right. So the good news is we're not stopping here. And in fact, in the last 12 months, PG&E has added 950 megawatts of storage as part of our generation resource to supply to the grid. 950 megawatts. And we're actually contracted for 3,300 megawatts in total by 2024. The clean energy transition is happening, and it's happening here, and PG&E is leading the way. Could not be more excited. Now, we can't do any of this alone. And that's one of the most exciting things about this project, because so many people had to come together, and I'm so thankful to be joined today by the chair of the CEC. David Hoechst is here. Everyone say hello to David. He'll have remarks in a couple minutes. And also by the president of the CalISO, Elliot Mainzer. I can tell you these two gentlemen, first of all, when they're together, cool things are going to get done. That's what I have to say. And it's a pleasure for us to be with them today, and so glad that they're here, because this is a monumental transition in the clean energy transformation of California, and CalISO and the CEC are critical ingredients to making that happen. The other thing is that you can't do a project like this without great partners, and our partnership with Tesla is just getting started. This was a first project, and when you do first projects, everything doesn't go smooth sailing every minute, as my project team knows. It isn't easy. It looks easy because it's so neat and tidy, and it's working just like it's supposed to. But these things take hard work and effort and commitment. And we have the privilege of working with Tesla on this project, and we all understand and respect Tesla for their really mind-blowing technology and their commitment to making things true that have never been done before. And I can't think of a better partnership than PG&E with Tesla to change the world together. And so we're so happy to do that. And I'm so grateful to be joined by Mike Snyder, who is the head of engineering for Tesla's major projects like this one. And we're so lucky to have him here with us. I'm going to turn over the mic to Mike Snyder to hear from our Tesla partnership.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Patty. My name is Mike Snyder. I'm the Senior Director of Energy Projects, Energy Engineering and Construction at Tesla. It's great to be here today. I'd like to thank all the PG&E and Tesla teams that made this project happen, especially all of our suppliers and contractors, and really especially our largest partner, Henkels & McCoy. The Elkhorn project, it represents a milestone in the evolution of the electric grid and our efforts to decarbonize the economy by showing that battery storage can cost-effectively replace fossil fuel generation. Patty said it better than me and has the numbers, but you can really see it here with this project. Lithium-ion batteries, like the megapacks you see behind me, they're really critical for balancing supply and demand and transitioning to zero-carbon electricity. The transition is happening here in California, and there's a huge opportunity to accelerate it by scaling battery manufacturing, streamlining our clean energy installations, and creating really a more intelligent and integrated grid with flexible and renewable resources. Tesla is making significant investments to scale battery production, including our new megafactory 2 hours from here in Lathrop. And the megafactory fully ramped can produce up to 40 gigawatt hours of megapacks per year. And for context, 40 gigawatt hours is approximately 50 of the projects you see behind us here being produced each year for here in California and really around the world. It's a great achievement for us to be celebrating here today, but we should also be careful not to become complacent. We're still in the beginning. There's still a lot of work to be done, and we're in the early stages of the clean energy transition. It's not really just about reducing costs and making installations cheaper and faster to install. There's a lot of work in figuring out how to integrate these large projects into our existing infrastructure, like Patty mentioned. As the projects become larger and larger and more power, those problems become more nuanced and more complicated to solve, and we all have to work to do that together. It's about landing the wires here at a critical substation like Elkhorn, or it's about assessing the grid impacts at different interconnection points in the grid. All of those problems become much more interesting as engineers and much more complicated to solve, and we need to be doing that together. And really, as we grow, we need to collectively assess how best to leverage such a flexible, fast-acting, bi-directional resource like we've never really had. It's truly a unique and exciting time to be in the industry. Tesla is proud to partner with PG&E and PG&E's team on this Elkhorn project and other critical clean energy projects. We also thank California for being a clean energy leader and by taking bold action to combat climate change and to support carbon-free energy. Thank you all. If David Hoechst, Chairman of the California Energy Commission, would like to come up, say a few words.
Well, good morning, friends. How's everyone doing? All right. I'm David Hoechst with the California Energy Commission. I want to thank PG&E for this pair of pajamas they have made us wear. And good to be with you guys this morning. This is a great day, and it's a great milestone on our journey to build a clean energy future together, a future beyond fossil fuels, a future with clean air and a stable climate. And I want everyone to appreciate the role that our state has played for many years as an incubator of the clean energy solutions that we need so desperately. You know, the first utility scale solar projects in the world were here in California. That industry grew and expanded around the country and around the world. The first utility scale wind projects in the world, of course, were here in California. Energy efficiency standards began here in California electric vehicles began here in California, and now energy storage. And so what you're looking at here, this is the future. This is the future. And the way to think about this, I think, is to recognize that the reach of this electric grid that we're building is expanding. The electric grid is ascendant as a solution, and it's getting greener every single year. So we're now serving almost 2/3 of our electricity in California is coming from carbon-free sources. We're going to build 100% clean energy grid in California, and we will get there. We will make that happen. And one of the interesting things is the growth of electric vehicles. We see the Tesla here. We're adding almost 1,000 electric vehicles a day to the roads in California, and that's going to be served by this clean electric grid. And it's more important than ever as we do that, that the electric grid is stable and reliable, and that's what you're seeing right here. And so one of the things I want to highlight is last year in California, we installed over 2 gigawatts of battery storage. That's equivalent basically to the size of Diablo Canyon. We're going to add another 2 gigawatts and more this year. And I'm happy to say that, if you look at this facility here, these batteries, Tesla recently opened last fall the manufacturing facility where they're going to be building more of these in Lathrop, California. They're going to be building out of that factory 50 of these a year. And so we're building that here. This economy, we're building it. We're building out the infrastructure, and we're scaling up the manufacturing as we go. And for all of you who have kids, who are wondering what their futures can look like, this is something for them to get excited about. There are careers here. There's an industry here that's about making our planet better and our state more healthy and sustainable. And you guys are part of a very important milestone today. So I want to congratulate all the team at PG&E who worked so hard on this, and the team at Tesla and everyone else for this important milestone. We're proud to support it, and thank you all for being here. With that, I'll welcome my colleague, Elliot Mainzer from the CAISO.
Thank you, David. Wow, what an absolutely gorgeous day. And I, too, really appreciate the opportunity to be here to celebrate this incredibly important milestone with our colleagues at PG&E and Tesla. Really, I'd like to just congratulate the entire team, right, from everybody involved in contracting, in planning, procurement, operations, construction. It's taken incredible team effort and real leadership and focus, and I really appreciate that here. With this type of leadership and this type of focus, energy storage has really become an absolute centerpiece of California's clean energy strategy. And as David was saying today, we have more storage on our grid here in California than anywhere else in the world. And with the addition of this 182.5 megawatt Elkhorn battery facility, California will have 3,163 megawatts of storage on our system as of today. And just in the next several weeks across the course of June, we're going to add another 700 megawatts to this system. It's an incredible growth curve. It's an incredible success story. And I think clearly we've entered a golden age of energy storage here in California. So hats off to everybody. Fabulous job. So proud to be part of it from all my colleagues at the California ISO. Just briefly speaking on behalf of our control center operators up there in Folsom, California, this new battery facility is going to bring several really important reliability benefits to system operations and to the people that we serve across California. Depending on the season and the time of day, this battery, as Patty said, is capable of absorbing surplus low-cost renewable energy production during the day and then re-injecting it back into the grid after sunset. Right? And this capability is particularly helpful on hot summer evenings when temperatures are high in California and in other regions, which creates sustained very high demand for electricity, and it actually limits our ability to import electricity from other states. So that ability to re-inject that power right after sunset is super valuable from the perspective of reliability. It's a key part of our strategy going forward. The batteries are also able to supply additional reserves to the system to deal with unanticipated outages, the kind of things that happen on a power grid, the outage of a generation plant or the loss of a transmission line. Many of you may remember just last year on July 9th, one of the big transmission lines connecting the Pacific Northwest to California was placed out of service because of a huge fire. All of a sudden, we found ourselves with a big power deficit, and those batteries were ready to go right at sunset to inject power back to the grid, a big part of the reliability solution. And in either situation, the services provided by this energy storage facility will be very valuable to us as grid operators, and we really sincerely appreciate PG&E's vision and commitment to bring this facility online, their partnership with Tesla, and to the many visionary leaders and policy folks who laid the groundwork for this work at the CPUC and the California Energy Commission legislators. This is the result of a lot of vision and a lot of hard work. So we are just super proud to be part of today. Thank you for including us, and we just really look forward to working with PG&E and Tesla and all our partners to continue building on this golden era of storage here in California. So thanks again. Appreciate it. Patty, I'll hand it to you. Thanks.
Well, if you're not inspired, I don't know what you've been listening to for the last couple minutes. So I just want to close out our official program here before we take a quick media tour. And I want to remind us why we all do what we do. And I imagine this day, I've long had this image in my mind of a day that I'm going to be in my garden. I'm long retired after having a wonderful career here at PG&E and here in California, and I'm going to be in my garden with my granddaughter, and she's going to look up at me, and she's going to say, "Grandma, what's climate change?" And I'm going to be able to say, that is something we solved on your behalf a long time ago. That's what we're doing here, everybody. We're making the future that our grandchildren and our grandchildren's children can be proud of, and maybe they won't even know, because we'll have made it so seamless for them to have clean, reliable, and safe energy and power the lives and the prosperity that they dream of. We're making that happen, and we're making that happen right here at Elkhorn today. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a very safe day out there.